So another question that I hear customers talk a lot about is this whole contrast of WAN optimization versus SD-WAN. Maybe a compare and contrast is a better way to say it. WAN optimization has been around for a long time. For wide area networks, it's a pretty common application, and so there's some familiarity with that. And so when this SD-WAN topic comes up, many times it's well, I've already got WAN optimization. I'm already doing SD-WAN. Not necessarily the case, though.
Everything's evolved, right? Yeah. And there was a time and place when WAN optimization really saved our bacon. And in order to try to help illustrate how it saved our bacon, yep. If we just go here really quickly, and I'll draw out a branch here real quick.
Yeah, I'll draw a data center. How about that?
All right. Now, in your data center, what were some of the things that we were using back in the day? Exchange.
Microsoft Exchange, yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
We put our Exchange there, right? We would have our CRM.
Yep. Maybe a big ERP solution.
Big ERP solution and what have you.
Yep.
Okay. Now, this may seem strange for a lot of the new guys out there, but old guys like me, these actually used to be in the branch. They were built on a LAN. They were built to be run in the branch. And so back in the day, you would see all those services here in the branch. At some point, MPLS came along. Very narrow bandwidth, but it allowed them to centralize all these applications, which is great. It was awesome. Very quickly, we learned those applications were never built to be run over the WAN. And some of the problems that we have with a WAN, right, is number one is bandwidth. Low bandwidth. These applications are chewing up a ton of bandwidth, so I have a problem with bandwidth. The other one I have is, we're using TCP, right? Yep. TCP was built way back in the day of modems when, transmissions, right, were, people trying to dial up on modems using regular old internet connections. So it was really, really conservative, right? One of the other things that we were trying to overcome, right, was data redundancy, or DRE, data redundancy elimination, right? Yep. Trying to pull things off of the net that didn't need to go over these small links. So, and one of the other things, too, that they also did was application optimization as well. Right. So what we're really trying to do here, and everything was predicated on the fact that these links right here are maybe 1.5 megabits, which is crazy when you think about modern networks today.
Right.
So we add SD-WAN into the mix, and we add big links. And this is not a stretch to think that even your most remote branches would have a situation like this. So if I have big fat links, right, with tons of data available to me, well then I really don't need WAN optimization for bandwidth. It's no longer an issue. I've got tons of bandwidth. Modern day applications that were written for the web, think Salesforce, think Office 365. All these applications have been rebuilt to run on the WAN. So I really don't need TCP WAN optimization as well because they've been rewritten well. Data redundancy elimination, most of these applications are now secured. They're all running on a secure socket. So if they're running on a secure socket, I can't rebuild, right, the application. So it kills my WAN optimization. And I can't do data redundancy elimination because I can't see inside the packets. Right. So all of these things, right, that would predicate me needing WAN optimization are all out the door. Now there's one situation where it still makes sense, and that situation is if this is in London, right, and that
is in Sydney.
Yeah. Right? One of the things we have not been able to figure out how to do is to try to make light go faster. So if you've got places that are far across the globe, your latency is still going to affect a lot of these things in here. And so that's what we call mid-mile. So WAN optimization still has a place in mid-mile, but out at the branch, I don't see it having any long-term, survivability.
And so kind of to bring this one to a close, certain use cases, large geographical distances between it, there's still probably some value there. But thinking more and more about kind of how much is going into multi-cloud and running as SaaS and so forth in terms of where that data sits, it's a lot closer to that branch office than you probably think, which means all those other items really are negated. So,
absolutely,
great conclusion for this. I think it's been a great example of answering one of these key questions on the customer's SD-WAN journey, SD-WAN versus WAN optimization. Hope you found it helpful.